Hi guys, and welcome to our first tutorial of 2019. Congratulations for being able to register. I understand that the university climate in South Africa is very difficult, especially if you do not have money. But you guys have managed to maneuver your way through that, and for that I'm proud of you. Today we're going to be discussing a very important element of your research project, which is called your literature review. Without wasting any time, let us get started. What is a literature review? Perhaps by starting with explaining what research is, the literature review part will make sense. Well, according to Dr. John Klassen of the North Carolina State University, research is about telling a story, kind of like a chain story where each writer starts with a partial story created by others and takes it where the imagination leads. So the existing literature is the story this far, and the research that you seek to do is your contribution to taking the story forward, right? So many different writers contribute to the story you are attempting to write. What your literature review does is find those contributions and sorts them according to a particular order, finds the most important and most relevant, finds the strongest arguments, finds the weakest arguments, and then tries to write a part of a part that takes the story forward, right? So basically, the background of any story. So basically, a literature review is the background to the story for the reader to know what is important and what is not. Not only for the reader, also for the researcher as well. So the literature review may be the most important part of the story. It may be the most important step in your research, whether you are producing a proposal, a thesis, or dissertation. Regardless of context, the literature review is very important because it helps you to understand your topic and also to develop ideas around that topic. It also demonstrates your knowledge depth around the topic and also allows you to connect the ideas that you have developed to the literature that currently exists. So let us define literature before we get to the review of the actual literature. Literature is a collection of all scholarly works and writings on the topic. These can be in the forms of books, peer-reviewed articles, conference proceedings, dissertations, theses, publications from Stats SA and other authorities, and also it is major works written on the topic and the later works responding to the topic. For instance, Karl Marx spoke of the alienation that exists in the employer-employee relationship in the workplace. So there are many other research or writings that followed, either supporting, criticizing, or debunking what Marx had to say. So Marx in that case is the major work, and others are later works responding to that major work, right? So that's what literature is, and I believe that's a good example. I applaud myself for that. So literature is a continuously evolving network of scholarly works that interact with each other. There are four main literature review types. That's only my own criteria. Perhaps someone may say something different. These are selective literature reviews. Selective literature reviews are in the form of course assignments. Compare and contrast Marxism to social Darwinism, for example. So that's a standalone assignment or a standalone literature review that focuses on a particular smaller aspect of the broader topic. There are also comprehensive literature reviews. Comprehensive literature reviews are literature reviews that cover a wider aspect of the topic. These form part of a larger literature review. For instance, a comprehensive literature review is that which you find in thesis, dissertations, research reports, research proposals, and so on. So it's comprehensive in that it covers an array of different issues that are related to the topic. You can download any thesis, any dissertation, any research report. You will see that the literature review in there is quite comprehensive in that it covers different elements of the research topic. There are also now standalone literature reviews. Standalone literature reviews are in the form of articles and other pieces that seek to not contribute any new ideas, but seek to analyze the existing literature and come up with a particular argument, and also express new ideas through existing literature. So we have 4 literature review types. These are selective literature reviews, these are comprehensive literature reviews, literature reviews that are part of a larger work, and there are also standalone literature reviews. Now, let us get started with your literature review. For you to have a literature review, you need to have a topic that you have chosen. You need to explore and focus that topic. In fact, one can argue that in your topic, your literature review can help you refocus your topic and decide whether there is actually a need for you to pursue research on the topic. And then in your literature review, you research and collect information. I don't think I need to explain that, it's very clear. The next step which you may need to do is to apply your mind, to work with your brain. You read these articles, you take notes, you shape ideas, you select which information is relevant, you select which is not, and then you also need to keep citations, because referencing is important. I think we are all aware of the negative connotations and the consequences of plagiarism. And then you write a paper, you revise that paper, you proofread that paper, and you add a bibliography so that it shows that you are actually quoting other contributors to your particular field. And then what do you need to do in the process of reviewing the literature? Number 1, you collect and read relevant literature. Number 2, you provide an overview of the significant literature to your topic, and you highlight key concepts and papers. In highlighting key concepts, it's where you develop the themes or the subtopics of your literature review. Another thing that is involved and very important in reviewing your work is that you describe information, you summarize information, you compare and contrast information, you critically evaluate information, you analyze information, and you organize information in a manner that makes sense to the reader, in a manner that is able to express the fact that you are developing your own ideas as you read through the research or as you read through the literature. There's also something that is very important in organizing your literature review. In the center, right, is what you want to achieve. That is your review of literature. And then you of course read the literature, you collect ideas, you collate ideas, you see what matters and what doesn't. So in doing so, you select on the left what is important and what is out of scope. You also select good arguments, you also select bad arguments, and then you sift out that which you don't need, and then you are left with a coherent story that shows how much you understand about the topic, what gaps are there, how you have applied your mind, and how your intended study seeks to contribute to filling in the gaps that exist in the literature that is out there. There are some important tips that I've noted for you. Make sure that your literature review is organized by concepts you find in your reading. This is where the structure or the themes of your literature review will come from. You include your own thoughts and ideas. It is not just a collection of the existing knowledge, but it is also meant to display what your views are on that existing knowledge. It is not a glorified list of works of others, and it also sets the background for your own story and rationale for doing your own research. I hope this tutorial is useful to you, and I wish you all the best in your studies. This has been the first tutorial of 2019 with Gcina. If you are new, welcome to Research Tutorials with Gcina, and we will discuss other topics in other videos, or perhaps we'll drive this one forward depending on the feedback that you give. Thank you very much. This has been a Research Tutorial with Gcina. Please share and let others know that we are helping each other through research. Thank you very much.